20 worst animal attacks that terrified the whole world due to their violence. Animals are born to be wild. No matter how tame or trained they seem, they are still animals. When they feel hungry, panicked, and distressed, they show their animal instincts, which help them to survive. So here are 20 incidents of worst animal attacks for you, which will remind you always to be careful with your wild friends. Number 1. Andrew Oberle. An avid observer of chimp behavior at the Goodall Institute of South Africa, Andrew Oberle bypassed 2 safety fences to get close enough to the chimps. He was attacked, being beaten and dragged half a mile by chimps. His parents asked the hospital, but in the meantime Oberle's right upper arm was broken, while his lower inner arm exposed to the bone, and he lost fingers on both hands. Number 2. Bethany Hamilton. In the morning of 31st October 2003, a 14-feet-long tiger shark attacked a 13-year-old girl, Bethany Hamilton, and severed her left arm just below the shoulder when she was lying on her surfboard in Tanners Beach, Kauai. Hamilton survived the attack and returned to professional surfing and became victorious, though she had suffered a 60% blood loss in that attack. Number 3. Bryan Jeffrey Griffin. 12-year-old Jeffrey Griffin was swimming in the Dead River in the Lake County, Florida, when his friends were watching him on shore. They spotted alligators and screamed for him to get out of the river, but Jeffrey did not notice the call, and one of the alligators grabbed Jeffrey by its heavy jaw and pulled him down the dark water. When he was retrieved by the rescuers, it was too late. Number 4. Carlos Eduardo Sousa. On Christmas Day 2007, at the San Francisco Zoo, a 4-year-old female Siberian tiger named Tatiana escaped from her open-air enclosure and injured 2 brothers and killed a pattern named Carlos. He was found dead near the tiger grotto by a zoo employee. He found Sousa's throat slashed, and an autopsy later revealed that he had blunt force injuries to his head, neck, many punctures and scratches to his head, neck and chest, skull and spinal fractures. Number 5. Charla Nash. A 200-pound domesticated male chimpanzee, Travis, brutally attacked his keeper's friend Charla Nash in February 2009. Charla lost her eyes in this attack. Travis severed her nose, ears, and both hands and severely ripped her face. Charla's friend called the police and they shot Travis. Number 6. Down Brancheau. On February 24, 2010, during Dine with Shamu show, a 12,300-pound killer whale Tilikum attacked and killed its trainer down Brancheau. It dragged Brancheau by her ponytail and pulled her down to the bottom of the pool. Spectators stated that the whale had her by the waist and the pool turned to red instantly. Number 7. Elephant in Kerala. During a ceremonial festival in the South Indian state of Kerala, an elephant went crazy. It killed its trainer and severely injured more than 20 people. Number 8. Fabio. During the inaugural ride on one theme park's first hypercoaster, Apollo's Chariot, romance novel cover boy Fabio was hit by a goose on his nose. As a result, the goose died and Fabio temporarily lost his fabulous style. Number 9. Maddox Derkosh. Maddox met a tragic death in November 2012 after falling into a pit of African wild dogs. After his mom had lifted him up to get a better look at the dogs, he went forward to get a better view and fell into the pit where several dogs fatally attacked him. An autopsy showed that the boy died of the severe blood loss. Number 10. Phil Bronstein. San Francisco Chronicle executive editor Phil Bronstein was attacked by a Komodo dragon at a Los Angeles zoo. During a private tour, he entered the case of this Indonesian lizard. The zookeeper suggested him to remove his white tennis shoes as the reptile might mistake them for the white rats that they are usually fed them. His big toe was crushed by dragon's jaw and he had to undergo surgery. Bronstein's then wife Sharon Stone experienced this horrible incident from outside the case. Number 11. Phyllis Johnson. A kangaroo jumped into 94-year-old Phyllis Johnson and knocked her off when the old lady was out hanging her laundry. The kangaroo kicked her several times and she was trying to defend with a broom but failed. Then she tried to crawl to safety. Her son used pepper spray to defeat the animal. The attack caused her severe bruises and severe bleeding. Number 12. Roy Horn. In March 2002, at the Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Roy Horn was bitten on the neck by a white Bengal tiger named Montecker during a performance. The tiger sank its teeth into Horn's neck and dragged him off stage in front of a horrified audience. The animal damaged an artery of the magician's brain. As a result, he had to go under surgery and the doctors had to remove 1/4 of his skull to remove pressure of his swelling brain. Number 13. Shaiunna Hare. Shaiunna Hare, only two, are her mother, Jaren, 19, and her mother's boyfriend, Charles, 32, were living in a small one-story house in Florida. One night, Daniel woke up and found that their pet albino python was missing from its terrarium. Later, the python was found coiled around the toddler's body. Daniel stabbed the python with a knife and snatched the child away, but then the child was no more. Both Daniel and her husband was charged with manslaughter and child neglect and sentenced to 12 years in prison. Number 14. Stefan Miller. An American animal trainer, wrangler, and stunt double, Stephan Miller, was killed by a bear while making a promotional video. A 5-year-old Greasy Rocky bit him in the neck and killed him within minutes. Number 15. Steve Irwin. While filming an underwater documentary film titled Ocean's Deadliest, The Crocodile Hunter, Steve Irwin died after being fatally pierced in the chest by a stingray bird. The whole world became shocked when they heard that their beloved wildlife expert, television personality Steve Irwin, was no more. Number 16. Stray Leopard. A panicky situation was created when a stray leopard wandered into an Indian village and attacked 11 people. The leopard injured 6 villagers, a policeman, and 4 forest guards by swipes of its claws. At last, wildlife officials managed to take the animal down with tranquilizer darts. Number 70. Taylor Hubbard. A finalist in the Miss Teen USA pageant, Hubbard planned to join the big leagues in the near future, but her bad luck was that a Siberian husky sank its teeth into her face and severed her head like a toy. At this attack, Taylor's jaw and teeth were broken and 200 stitches were required to repair the damage. Number 18. Timothy Treadwell. Timothy, an American bear enthusiast, environmentalist, documentary filmmaker, and founder of the Bear Protection Organization, was killed in Katmai National Park, Alaska on October 5, 2003. He had spent 13 summers in the park with bears. A Kodiak air taxi pilot, Willie Fulton, came to pick Timothy and his girlfriend but saw an empty campsite. Later, their disfigured bodies were found by local rangers. It was a large male grizzly bear which ate Timothy and his girlfriend partially. Number 19. Wes Perkins. Wes Perkins and his friends were tracking a bear on snow machines when the big grizzly charged and severely scratched him and left him in critical situation. His friends shot and killed the animal during the attack. Perkins was taken to a Seattle hospital and somehow he managed to survive. And number 20. Wolves attack Zookeeper. At Colmerde Wildlife Park, a 30-year-old unidentified zookeeper was killed by a pack of wolves she helped to raise. She was attacked by 8 wolves when she entered their enclosure at 11 a.m. When her colleague could not reach her over the radio, they went to check the wolf enclosure, but the victim was already dead.